Hey everybody, Matty here with Altcoin Buzz. Happy Sunday and happy weekend. Stay tuned to the end of this video for information about our giveaway this week's crypto tag Zeus starter kit. But in the meantime, we're talking about Bitcoin advocate Peter Brandt, a veteran trader who believes that there won't be another significant price dip for Bitcoin and thus another buying opportunity in the $6,000 range. In a recent interview, Peter expounded on his vision of the price of Bitcoin. He thinks that even though many people are skeptical, the floor has already in fact been hit. This means that Bitcoin USD has reached the bottom. Quote, they all now want to sit and buy a break back to $6,000 or $5,000 and they've missed the bottom. And during that bottom, I think you had a lot of people accumulate with strong hands. Also in the news is Grayscale, a well-known institutional investment firm in the cryptocurrency space. They revealed that institutional investment in crypto skyrocketed in 2019. And specifically, Grayscale recorded inflows of more than $600 million last year, which is more than the inflows from 2013 to 2018 combined. We'll have a look at that as well as 5 other cryptocurrencies that did very, very well in 2019. We'll ask you guys your opinion on our community poll where you can vote for the next deep dive that we take a look at after Cardano ADA, which we did yesterday. It seems like VeChain was in the lead, but now Electroneum has pulled ahead pretty significantly. Let's kick things off, however, with a snapshot look at the market on CoinMarketCap.com. We've tumbled a few $billion here. Bitcoin down 2.81% in the last 24 hours, currently $8,669 with a dominance of 66.5%. Here on altcoinbuzz.io, you won't be able to buy Bitcoin at $6,000 anymore, says Peter Brandt. Article by Christopher Horvath, who says that those days are gone. Peter Brandt is a veteran trader and he believes that there won't be another significant price dip for Bitcoin. Now, it's not all that surprising to hear his opinion because for those that have been following Peter, he is a well-known Bitcoin bull, and accordingly, his positive stance doesn't come as a surprise. Yet it should be noted, writes Christopher, that in December of 2019, he held the opinion that Bitcoin might plunge in 2020 because of novice investors. However, he seems to have discarded that point of view. Quote, I think anybody who's interested in what Bitcoin has to offer has to have at least 10 to 20% of an ownership position relative to the capital that they could commit to Bitcoin in a bigger perspective. Bitcoin is also doing really well this year, and in fact, it's up 35% this month at the time of press. And the mother of all cryptocurrencies, at the time that Chris wrote this article, was just below $8,900. Although we've dipped a little bit, I think it's more or less in response to that resistance at 9K. Still, we're performing very well in 2020 so far. Concerning Brandt himself, it's noteworthy that right after Bitcoin reached its all-time high of $20,000, he warned that it wouldn't go any higher. And he also suggested that a plunge would take place, about an 80% retracement. He turned out to be right. However, I wouldn't call that pessimism. I would call that realism. And perhaps he's also being realistic about the fact that the strong hands are now in. On Cointelegraph.com, they're also covering this story. Weak hands are out. Trader who called $20,000 Bitcoin top calls bottom. And Peter Brandt sums it up very succinctly here, quote, the weak hands are out and the strong hands own it. Do you guys agree with Peter Brandt? Are we ever going to see $5,000, $6,000 again? I got to be honest with you, in December of 2017, I never thought we'd see $3,500 again, and yet that did happen. So I'm not saying that is the case that I expect. I'm not saying there's any reason to believe that we will continue to go down. As you saw, we were down a few percentage points today. I'm not saying that's my anticipation. However, anything is possible in this space. It's a very volatile industry, a very volatile sector, probably more than any I've ever seen in my life. So while that's not necessarily my opinion, anything's possible. With that caveat being said, I do kind of agree with Peter. I don't see things retracing back to the 5 or 6K levels really ever again in the future. Let us know your thoughts about it in the comments below. Here now on ccn.com, institutional money may be igniting the current Bitcoin rally, and Grayscale has raked in close to $200 million in Q4 of 2019 in the form of Bitcoin investments, and that may explain why the cryptocurrency bottomed out back in December of last year. Now, you may ask, why are institutions pumping money into the cryptocurrency space? Well, there are a number of different reasons. For one thing, it's a volatile time internationally and geopolitical tensions are soaring. So investments into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as safe havens are probably on the rise in terms of popularity. Some analysts are also suggesting that institutions are positioning themselves ahead of the May 2020 halving. After all, that's now only a few months away. CryptoBull, at CryptoBull on Twitter, summed it up this way. Bitcoin ROI from first halving to second halving, 5,333%. We are currently up 1,338% since the second halving. 5,333% from the second to third halving gets us to $34,838. With less than 4 months to go, $33,000 by July is secured. Take that with a grain of salt, for the love of God, but it is an interesting point of view. Now, the price itself of Bitcoin is important, but let's set that aside for just a moment because it's something that's totally independent of these observations. Whether the price was low or high, Grayscale was raking in institutional money in 2019. And last year, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust drove demand as institutions invested $471.4 million and nearly $200 million were raised in 2019. $200 million is a lot of money for an asset class with a market cap of $162 billion. The impact of institutional money is magnified if you consider that more than half of Bitcoin in circulation have not moved in a year. Only $50 billion worth of Bitcoins have been changing hands over the past 12 months. And the details of that are outlined here in this post by Rhythm. 11,580,000 Bitcoin have not moved in over a year. Even with an 85% increase in price during that time, those millions of Bitcoin were not sold or traded. Hodlers of last resort are insane. And as I've quipped about before, it's possibly a case of very strong hands, or possibly the case that a whole bunch of people have forgotten their private keys. 2019 was also a great year for these 5 initiatives. On newsbtc.com, 5 crypto projects that crushed it in 2019. And before we get into this, we just want to remind you guys once again to vote on this Altcoin Buzz poll, where you can let us know what you'd like us to cover next after our ADA Cardano deep dive from yesterday. Again, Electroneum currently in the lead with 41% of the votes, but VeChain has a chance to pull ahead once again at 30%. These are the 5 projects that we took a look at, and in 2019 proved themselves to be, for various reasons, very successful. We also want to ask you guys here, because we're not about to cover them in any depth right now in this instance, in this video, but if you'd like us to return to some of these in the future, there is a possibility to do so, because we'd like to start taking a look at some micro cap altcoins out there that you may or may not have heard of in the past. Liquid Apps is an interesting one, and we've been following them behind the scenes closely. They are down today, but don't hold that against them. Some of the smaller projects in the altcoin space have been hit harder, as you may imagine, than the Bitcoins of the world in these last 24 hours, given the fact that some money has left the space. But Liquid Apps, ticker DAPP, has a total market cap that is below $8 million, and they're doing some interesting work. You can check out their website here for more information. We'll link to it below if you're interested in exploring. But they're at the top of this list as one of 5 very successful 2019 projects. The second is Remy, at least I think that's how you say it, REMME. Matic Network at number 3. We know that many of you out there in the Altcoin Buzz army are pretty enthusiastic and have put your support behind Matic. Chainlink at number 4. Same goes, of course, for Chainlink. And Synthetics at number 5. If you'd like us to do a deeper dive into any of these micro altcoins, or any others for that matter, let us know in the comments below. We're just kind of feeling out the space and would like to get a sense of what you guys would like to see. So be sure to share your thoughts in the comments. On now to the giveaway. Since last Saturday, the 11th of January, we have produced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 videos, and accordingly on our random number generator here, we have a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 8. We're going to select a number at random. That number is 4. So going back to my numbers that I've attributed to different videos, 1, 2, 3, 4 is this one. Crazy Bitcoin price predictions. Is Bitcoin ready to surge higher? Let's take the URL from this particular video, copy that, and insert that here into our Raffle Dash comment selector. So we're going to put this in. As you can see, a randomly generated video, a randomly generated comment now is going to correspond to the winner. And the winner of this week's Crypto Tag Zeus starter kit is MPK with this, I guess, dejected comment. Sucks. I'm still broke from the holidays to buy Bitcoin. MPK, brother, you're not the only one. The holidays tend to take a toll on everybody's pocketbooks, but hopefully a Crypto Tag Zeus starter kit can help you out in your situation. Be sure to reach out to us using the coordinates that you can find in the description below. We'll get in touch with you, get your information, and make sure we have everything we need to ship you your prize. That about wraps it up for today, everybody. Do be sure you're following us on all the regular social media channels. Keep checking back into altcoinbuzz.io for all the latest. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead, like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell to receive notifications. Best of luck if you choose to invest on this Sunday, members of the Altcoin Buzz Army. But have a great one. Have a great start to your week. And as always, we hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.